Before you spend 10, 20, or even $100,000 on a kitchen remodel, you've got to watch this video, because today I'm going to share with you 4 kitchen upgrades that sound amazing when a salesperson explains them and shows them to you in a showroom, but they quietly waste thousands of dollars in real life. Oh, and then make sure you stick around to the end, because I'm going to share with you 3 kitchen upgrades that are totally worth your money, so you don't want to miss that. Now, this first kitchen upgrade is going to be one that is an absolute showstopper, and the first time you ever see it, you are going to be extremely impressed. And that's going to be a very special kind of countertop that is typically using an onyx or another translucent stone, and then it's bent from underneath to create a show-stopping backlit countertop. The stone actually glows from within. You can see every single dramatic vein, and it looks like something you'd see in a 5-star hotel bar or even an expensive restaurant. And that's exactly the problem. It is absolutely spectacular, but it's also basically a piece of art. And I do not think that onyx or any of those really translucent stones are going to be a great work surface if you have a busy kitchen. Onyx is incredibly translucent, which is why it looks amazing when you backlight it from underneath, but it's also very soft and fragile, and it's very prone to chipping and scratching. It needs regular sealing every 6 to 12 months, and you have to be really careful, because if you spill pasta sauce or maybe red wine, you have to clean up those spills immediately because it is prone to staining. Oh, and some of the rare colors of onyx could actually cost over $300 a square foot, and that's without any installation or labor. So if you get this beautiful glowing backlit countertop installed in your kitchen, then it kind of turns into a little bit of a nightmare, because you're going to be extremely scared of anybody putting any kind of staining food on there, or your kid dragging their laptop or their backpack across the countertop, or maybe you're running around after somebody who has red wine and giving them a coaster. You've really just turned your hardest working surface in your entire kitchen into a piece of art that maybe should be in a museum. My take is, if you truly love that show-stopping backlit onyx material, then you should definitely use it, but maybe not in your kitchen island. Maybe you put it in a bar area that's going to get way less use, and it's going to be much safer and less of a headache. Or maybe you put it in a powder room vanity. That would be another really show-stopping piece to have in your powder room for all your guests to see. But I definitely would not use that backlit stone on your main kitchen island, where everybody comes together and you have your backpacks, you have your computers, and you have all your dinners every day. Oh, and if you're new around here, my name's Carrie. I'm a self-taught designer as well as founder of the blog Penny Modern, and I've been redoing kitchens on a budget for over a decade. Now, this next kitchen upgrade is something that people get really excited about when they're planning out their dream kitchen. And also, I see these getting a lot of likes on places like TikTok and Instagram. And this upgrade is going to be around a Nugget Ice Maker, or any of those under cabinet built-in ice makers that people are putting in their kitchens. A lot of people install these because they really love that nugget ice, or maybe they want clear cocktail ice, or maybe they just entertain a lot and they use a lot of ice and they want that in their kitchen. And I totally get it, that soft, chewable nugget ice is really fun. And if you have a true bar area that you entertain at a lot, more power to you. That might be perfect for you. But for the average homeowner, the issue is that those in-cabinet ice makers take up an entire lower cabinet bay, and it becomes one more thing that you have to clean and maintain. You have to descale it, and they also can cause other repair issues if you don't properly maintain them. I actually found these as a topic in one of the homeowner forums on Houzz, where someone had researched all the different Nugget ice machines that were the built-in kind, and they found this. They said that they are one of the highest maintenance appliances, and they also have one of the highest repair rates. They explain that they run very regularly, like all the time, because they have to keep the ice cold. They also are very noisy when they make the ice and it drops. And then it's a lot of maintenance as well. And this is where you need to be really honest with yourself. How much ice do you actually need on a random Tuesday in February, for example? Is it something that you're going to be really using all the time, or do you have a brief entertaining season, such as maybe the holidays? That's the only time that you really need ice for. And for me personally, we actually got a refrigerator that has 2 ice makers. So there's one in the door here, a small one, for the dispenser, and then there's also another one down below. So that's something that you can do if you do use a lot of ice, is get a refrigerator that has more than one ice maker. And this is an LG, and I did a review on that. I'll link to that down below. And one thing I love about this too, it has an Ice Plus feature. So I can press a little button on the inside and it'll actually make more ice for whenever I have parties. So that's a great feature as well. And it's just a standard refrigerator. So my recommendation would definitely be to not add that separate ice maker unless you have maybe a very large dedicated bar area, maybe that's far away from your kitchen and you do entertain a lot. That's the only reason I would get one. But if you're thinking about putting it in your actual main kitchen, I would definitely put maybe a beverage cooler instead, or use that money for some different custom cabinet inserts to give you more personalization inside your cabinetry. You'll probably be happier with a kitchen that functions better than having an ice maker that you're really only going to use a few times a year. And if you are thinking about doing a remodel and you're researching things like your cabinets or what appliances to get, you don't want your kitchen to look like everybody else's because you're shopping at Home Depot or Lowe's, do you? Then you've got to check out my Kitchen Designer Secret Sources to get all the sources that the designers use, plus how you can access them. And that is going to be a guide that I have in my Penny Modern shop. I'm going to link to it right here. You can scan this QR code with your phone if you're watching on TV, or I'll link to it down below. Now back to the video. Now I want you to imagine this. You are in a showroom with a lot of different appliances, and you walk over to a section and you see a built-in coffee maker. And it's nothing like this. It is completely built into the cabinetry. It looks so sleek. There's no cords, there's no clutter. It is absolutely beautiful. You simply press a button and it promises you a delicious cappuccino, just like you're in a European hotel. Now I can understand why people have this vision, and that's why they want it, because they want that luxury feel. They also want that convenience, as well as maybe a very minimalist look to their kitchen. But for most people, I think it is one of the worst places to actually spend your money in your kitchen remodel is by getting one of these built-in coffee makers. One of these built-in machines can cost thousands of dollars, and that's without the installation, without any special cabinetry, without the plumbing, because you're going to need the water supply, and without the electrical run through. Then what if the machine breaks, or you don't really like the coffee that it actually makes? And now you have a very big hole in your cabinetry that really it's only designed to fit one kind of machine. So what else can you put there? I actually found a really honest discussion in the coffee community on Reddit. One homeowner said that they knew several people that had these built-in coffee machines, and this is what they said: nobody uses them. The use and the maintenance is just too much of a headache. Another person who had used one of these built-in machines at their parents' home had said that it was messy, a pain to clean, and once it got clogged, you had to take it apart and figure out how it was clogged and kind of clean all the different parts. Here's my take. This is really only a good idea if you are a serious coffee snob, or you want a very minimalist look to your kitchen and you are hardcore into coffee. You have to meet both of those requirements in my book to really make this worth it. I personally would recommend doing a coffee bar instead, and you can really set that up anywhere that you have a countertop and a plug, and you can basically get a nice coffee machine. There's so many on the market. This is just a Ninja coffee maker. And what I love about this is it actually, you can put grounds in it, but it also has a feature where it does the Nespresso pods as well. So that's what I love. It does double duty, and I have less appliances on my countertop, and that was more important to me. And then I created kind of this little coffee bar area, and I have my mugs, I have my beans and everything. And so you can create a really cute coffee bar area instead of getting one of those built-in machines, and that's a better use of money in my book. So I'd love to know though, in terms of your dream kitchen, is having one of those built-in coffee makers on your must-have list for your dream kitchen? Let us know down in those comments. Now this next upgrade is something that I definitely would not recommend unless you have a very specific reason for getting it. And that's gonna be around the sink. And in particular, these are gonna be the Workstation Sink. And these are definitely becoming more popular because they are having a lot of bells and whistles. You can get them and they have a little ledge around the sink where you can put a cutting board over it. You can put a colander. They have different washing attachments. They even have little glass washers. So they have a ton of bells and whistles on these Workstation sinks. In the showroom, it can seem really great to have all those bells and whistles. It might even save you counter space, right? You don't have to put your cutting board somewhere else. It could be a really good solution, especially if you have a smaller kitchen. And it really seems like your sink would be doing 5 jobs at once. But in reality, your kitchen sink is something you go to like almost hundreds of times a day, depending on how much you cook at home. And one homeowner on Houzz that was considering one of these sinks said this: I go to my sink 100 times a day. I don't want to have to shove a bunch of stuff out of the way just to use the sink. And I don't want to feel cramped like I can barely fit my pots and pans inside. And let's face it, a lot of those accessories, they do need to live somewhere where you're not using them, like the cutting board, the colander. Where are you going to put all those accessories when they're not in use? My recommendation and what I'm going to do when we remodel this kitchen, hit subscribe so you don't miss it when we do our kitchen renovation, because I definitely want to get rid of this 3-compartment sink, which is really old school and came with the house when we bought it. I want to get the biggest single basin sink that I possibly can, because I love having a lot more room to do things like my pots and pans, which are honestly what I wash a lot, because a lot of the smaller items I just put in my dishwasher, and I need to have more room to do all those pots and pans. I would say the only reason I would ever get a Workstation sink is if I had a very small kitchen, maybe in an apartment or an ADU or a really small home where you just have no other counter space and you need that counter space. Otherwise, it's not really going to be worth your money. But I'd love to hear from you. Do you have a Workstation sink and you absolutely love it and you think I'm crazy? If you do, let us know in the comments below how you love your Workstation sink and what it's like for you. And now we're gonna get into those 3 upgrades that are definitely worth your money. But first, if you could hit that like button on this video, it'll tell YouTube to send you more videos like this, and it helps me out. It's a win-win. Now, this first upgrade that is definitely worth your money, and it's on my list for my dream kitchen, is gonna be getting those pull-out cabinet drawers near your main workstation. So what do I mean by that? I mean getting, in terms of your lower cabinets, not having the normal cabinet doors, which have a black hole inside, but getting full extension drawers. And that way you'll be able to see everything inside there, and you can put large items like pots, pans, your dishes, even oils, vinegars, and different ingredients for cooking. How great would it be to not have to get down on your hands and knees to dig around for your pots and your pans like I do here? And you don't necessarily need to get custom cabinets to get this done. Even places like IKEA and Home Depot definitely have lower cabinets with those pull-out drawers. And what I love about getting just the largest ones that you can find would be that you can really customize them by getting different inserts in them. You don't necessarily need to have a custom cabinet. You can really just get a large drawer and put all the different things in there that you need, whether it's a pegboard, dividers, or whatnot, and that way it'll be customized for your lifestyle, and you can always change it if your needs change over time. Now, this next one seems like a no-brainer, but a lot of places actually don't have it, and that is going to be a fully ducted range hood that actually vents to the outside, especially if you have an older home or maybe a kitchen that was last updated in the 80s. So the issue with that is if you don't have proper ventilation in your kitchen, it makes your kitchen a little bit dirtier and grimier, because all that smoke and grease can collect on your kitchen cabinetry and it makes them harder to clean. But also it can smell worse in your kitchen because you're not getting all the cooking smells properly ventilated to the outside. And I think that it's just a really smart investment to get these range hoods. Also, if you have an integrated light into that range hood, it's gonna give you a secondary light source like I have here. Mine is from Visani, and I really love this one. It's actually really quiet. I think I can turn that on, and it's super quiet. I love the lights. I'll link to it down below, but I think getting that proper range hood is going to be super important. So if you can, take that microwave, put it somewhere else, and then add your range hood here, whether it is one of these store-bought ones, or if you get those really beautiful custom ones, it can also be highly beautiful, and that's a win-win in my book. And the next upgrade that I definitely think is worth your money is going to be doing that under cabinet lighting or even in drawer lighting if you're really feeling fancy. And I think that is going to add another element of luxury, and it's not really a ton of money. You can actually get a lot of these rechargeable under cabinet lights that are kind of motion sensitive, or even ones from IKEA that you can install on any cabinets. And that way you're adding this other light source and it's underneath your cabinets. And that way, when you walk into that kitchen, you're not just having that overhead light, you're having that under cabinet light. It's also really great at night to give it a more moody look. So that is another item that I think is definitely worth your money and investment in getting that under cabinet lighting, especially if you are thinking about spending $30,000 or $50,000 on new cabinets. Then having those under cabinet lights is just gonna add that little bit of extra that's really gonna throw it over the edge and make it look so much more luxurious. And the lighting itself is really not gonna add a lot to your overall remodel budget. Now, if you want some deep dives on a lot of different things to help you with your kitchen remodel, I do have more videos that do deep dives on things like cabinets and then countertops, lighting, flooring. So you definitely need to watch my Dream Kitchen Playbook next. And that is a video series that's really gonna help you out by doing all those deep dives, and I'll see you in that next video.